Good morning, everybody. I am creating this video this morning. I'm not coming to you, actually. I was kidding with myself this morning because I'm one of those rare people that actually enjoys their own company. And I do things like kid with myself. So, among other things, I shouldn't have said that. Either way, uh, I was sort of like thinking how it would be like such a great story if there was like somebody that thought that because like big tech censors everything, and like they were like sort of like a Forrest Gump type of a person, like that just thought like, oh, like took everything literal, like sure, like nobody listens to, but then like they went online and like he sort of like spilled the whole like their all the beans right on everything about them, and then just thought like nobody was actually okay, that's kind of like not as funny as it's not that funny when you laugh at it. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing this morning. There's a lot of people in experiencing pain, hardship, and um, fear. Fear that instability. God knows that I've experienced that in my life, on a smaller scale, obviously. I mean, I don't like to, um, be like drama queen and dramatize like my experience in life, dragging people down and that sort of thing. Like, you know, um, what doesn't kill you, I grew strong from the experiences I've had, and I continue to grow strong. And I use everything that I've learned in the past to to form my future decisions. I know that I'm definitely like a lot more. My convictions have only grown stronger. I am a person that believes that there are agendas. There's agendas that are open agendas. There's hidden agendas. There is a plan. People plan. People like structure. When people don't have structure and they can't predict what their next move is going to be, it's a little bit nerve wracking for most people. There is a plan. You can sometimes people's plans interfere with one another's, and then there's like a competition for who's going to be the person playing the role, and the person. I know this sounds kind of unnatural, but it's true. Um, that's basically it's satanic. It's what Satan is. I really like to reduce everything to a spiritual war, and it's a war between God, whom uh, promotes and has allowed for free will, has allowed for us to be our fullest self, and trusting that whatever our decisions might be, whether we're wrong or not, we're gonna be fine, we're gonna be okay, but always knowing that he's there right next to us. Satan, on the other hand, he's a counterfeiter. Everything that God wants, Satan wants to snatch away. He wants to sit at the throne of God for whatever reason. He uses people to do that. He uses people, and he doesn't use people in a way that's going to come across as obvious. These people, as it's been as it is written, are going to be deceptive. They're going to appear to be a person that is harmless. Like, no, this person's harmless. Like, this person cannot possibly. But that's the goal. The goal is for that person to convince you that they're harmless. So it really does put everybody in a situation where everybody is a suspect to one another. Like, um, the the unusual suspect. We we have to be that skeptic towards one another. That's fine. in the profession of audit, it's called professional skepticism. It's not like anybody has to do anything wrong to be under scrutiny. It's professional skepticism. It's among people. It's just it's courteous skepticism, the same skepticism I'm sure that I might get. And you know you can't prove me wrong until you can't convict me until you actually find something, and that sort of thing. So that is kind of the world where we live right now. Satan doesn't like that. Satan wants to persecute people that enjoy freedom, that enjoy the um, self-confidence and ability to strive in an environment where they don't have to people please, where they don't have to, because Satan has to use people. So for Satan to conquer and be victorious ever, as if that was ever going to be the case, it's going to require that we worship people, that we turn to people, and that we cling and uh, rely, depend, and make another person our entire lifeline. And because that's the only way that Satan can destroy God. Otherwise, because free will and the Spirit of God and is not is intangible. People are tangible. People need to. So so Satan is against this intangible idea. He's about the material, about the tangible, at the here and now, the um, short-sightedness, and he pulls tricks in order to accomplish um, getting his way with people. So we have to be more like neighborly and understand everybody is under oh, they were filming outside. Everybody is susceptible to that attack from from our best our favorite enemy, Satan. Oh my God, he loves me. He's crazy about me. World's best mom. You know what that means. I'm kidding. No, no. Okay. So I do want to kind of put it out there now in my dear diary little dialogue here. Um, I just want everybody to know that there is more than meet the eye. There's more than what is going to be exposed to us. And Biden and Putin are not going to ask anybody's permission to do anything because they're in control. Like they don't have to ask anybody by way of being the the top um uh, executive. You don't have to. So they're not going to ask for our permission. They're not going to let us know why, when, where they're doing anything. So you kind of do have to understand that while we had a president that was concerned with while we've had presidents that are concerned with creating a better world with containment. Containment, you know what that means, containment. It's kind of like having self-control. It's kind of like having restraint. um so we are going to be okay. When we have a president that doesn't really care for that, it's going to show with other things. So I'm going to say this. And anything that you see, it's behavioral psychology, really. It's like when you want to know what's inside of the mind of somebody, but without like actually like growing into them and being like their avatar and finding out, because that can happen actually, and it's kind of gross. It's wrong. It's actually it's something that is unforgivable, and anybody that has trespassed on me, in that sense, will die a very horrible death. that's just what it's written. Like you, like those people are better off, would be in a much you know, less painful position with a boat anchor tied to their neck and thrown in the depths of the deepest part of the ocean, is what is written. Like that is what it says. Like you can't keep people from wanting to reach God ever. Like that's the only thing that's unforgivable because when you do that, you're you're not even playing by rules at that point, Satan. What's wrong with you? Like, you can use people all you want, but when it comes to like when other people can't get used, like a person like me, don't do that. Like don't try and like get other people's head into mine and that sort of. Either way, what I was saying was, let me check what note. Russia increasingly frustrated by lack of momentum in Ukraine invasion. Resistance greater than expected. U.S. official. So yeah, I'm sort of I'm getting a lot of this is like if everybody has like their own take on like like from their perspective, like from a military perspective, you're going to talk about how this this is, that's all that's going to like sort of speak to you, like, oh well, now I know that how Putin intends to carry on his attack. Not really, not really. Nope, wrong. But anyhow, everybody speaks from their perspective, so that's okay. And I'm gonna speak from mine. My perspective is first of all, I want to get something out of the way. I don't believe in a superior race. I believe in diversity. I believe it, and it is written that God wants diversity. He wants diversity. There is good people in every race, and there is bad people in every race. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Um, but when I'm gonna be harsh, and I'm gonna be, uh, like sort of strict and rigid and that kind of thing, it's gonna be against me first, then against my own race, and then against everybody else. So my expectations for other people are that it's kind of like unfamiliar to me. I don't explore that territory. Next, I'm going to say I'm not a territorial person. I don't care for boundaries. I don't care for boundaries across land and territories. So to me, I care more about um life. I care more about life, and I care more about that people reach a place in their minds and in their lives that they're entirely connected to our creator. That is important to me. I wouldn't let anything interfere with that, and it would definitely not be anything that doesn't belong to anybody. It doesn't, no land belongs to anybody, and I know that God has said that certain land belongs to people, and we're just gonna have to let God show us then. So, and he will. He because he's in charge. God is in charge, whether we like it or not. We don't have to accept it. Like we'd be, kind of doing ourselves a disservice by not, believing in that and knowing that He's in charge. But it's the truth. So I really don't think that, psychologically and behavioral, psychologically speaking. Oh my God, I'm getting worn out. Um, I'm probably gonna be like, popping in and just, leaving more notes to myself, that I think are kind of important for people to, stay calm and keep and keep, having belief that in themselves first and foremost, um, more than the, um, these current events are demonstrating the what might be going on in our leadership's mind is that is how it can affect us psychologically. Psychologically is I think a lot of people are just kind of like, suddenly it's a distraction. People aren't going to care about what's happening here, how the shape of our economy, the fact that we don't have trustworthy leadership, that um, they're hiding something and they're willing to do anything, like like mobsters kind of, so but it's kind of like it works both ways, if you want to like treat other people like a mafia, like a mafia king or whatever. That's like a very like loaded thought actually. So, but oh my god, like I have like so many ideas, like either way. um let's kind of keep our focus and concentrate on what we can do locally, and how we can still continue improving. I feel that media is, as usual, gonna only it play tricks on our minds as to how we should interpret conflict abroad. But we have to keep in mind that that's the intent. The intent is to get us to change our mind, to be able to manipulate how we think, and that kind of thing. So I want to always challenge what I'm thinking when I listen to something and consider an alternative. Like, sure, I get mad when somebody, like, I get mad if somebody were to barge in my door. Yeah. And how random would that be? Like, that would be random. How can I go tell people like that was like this happened? It's actually happened, but I had my door open, so it's my fault. And I thought, what in the world? Okay, whatever. But no, it's not random. Like, you can't just take what Biden says about Putin. Biden is an instrument of Satan. He thinks he's like a big deal, like in his own mind, but that's probably because Satan is who he truly worships, right? Him and uh, countless of his counterparts, maybe the majority, right? So, but Satan is nothing. He's a nothing. He needs good people. Satan, at the end of the day, will destroy us all. He might, and actually, that's kind of probably what the end times in Revelation means, is that Satan is going to make sure that this world is destroyed, but I'm going to come back for but God is going to take us to the next life, and the people that do believe in eternal life, and that we're the good people here and the good citizens and the people that stayed faithful to him. Those are the people that are going to continue in his plan, and the rest of the people that didn't and that wanted to go along with this destruction are just no longer gonna be a part of the plant. Like, good. Like, he is really just weeding out. Okay. Just like the parable of and that's actually, the parable of wheat, and throwing the wheat and the wheat and weed, two different things. He separates them. He throws the weed in the furnace, right? So um yeah, and also I just want to say the reason that Jesus, let's remember why Jesus spoke in parables. He allows for creativity and flexibility. We don't have to live locked up in a box. It's for us to understand, because he knows that innately, intuitively, we know right from wrong. We don't need specific very rote instructions like we're robots. And so let's appreciate that about his sacrifice. He really did redeem us, right? Because if he hadn't come, where would we be? Well, if he's eliminated, if the Bible's eliminated, if we're out of the picture, this world is going to destroy itself. And that's exactly where I think things are headed. And God doesn't care, because God is not going to interfere with petty. Okay, petties. Um, he has too much faith in us, the same way that people that that love him have faith in God. It's the same thing. Um, Either way, yeah, let's not necessarily believe everything we read. Okay, so and also is consider alternatives to what's actually going on. Um, Ukrainians right now are possibly very upset at Zelensky because he could have avoided this too. I mean, everybody wants to pin it on on the boogeyman, of choice. What happened to Saddam? What happened to Gaddafi? What is going on? Why are we doing this? Why is this country doing this? We're always behind everything. How do we not expect that something bad isn't going to happen? Even if it doesn't in the immediate future, we're destroying ourselves. We're lying to ourselves. You are, not me. I am very clear-headed and I understand and I see what's going on. And nobody needs anything but God and God-fearing people and what we need for that day, for today. So I'll be popping in and out, guys. Um I want to send warmth and love from God to everybody. And I hope it's well received and accepted.